Hey guys, CoreData here, welcome back to another video. Today we're playing some more Elder Scrolls Legends and we're taking a look at Tempo Assassin, and this is a spicy one, so strap yourselves in. So, this is Tempo Assassin. This is a list I took to Legend this season. I went from Rank 2 to Legend with it, only losing 2 games on the climb, so I'm very pleased with how this deck runs. As you'll see in the gameplay, I'm doing this after the gameplay. The deck is super solid. I'm very happy with this deck. It's one of my favorite decks that I've brewed in a very long time. And I'm sure a lot of you are probably noticing some of the weird card choices in here, which I'll get to in a second. But yeah, it's a pretty standard mid-range list, mid-range/tempo list. We plan to just get ahead and kind of snowball beyond that, generate a lot of pressure and tempo through the mid-game, and then win on turn 6, 7, 8. At least that's the plan. And to accomplish this, we're running my pretty much a staple for me in my blue decks being double Automaton, double Conjurer, triple Thief, and triple Elfique. This is basically forms the core of most of my blue mid-range decks. Pretty much anyone who's familiar with my my deck should be pretty familiar with this core. On top of that, we've got just the standard good blue and green mid-range creatures. We were running Scourge and Leaf Lurker just for a little bit of interaction. Also helps maintain tempo versus other mid-range and aggressive decks, while also helping us get through some bigger, chunky creatures that Control tends to put out. And at the top of our curve is where things get a little bit interesting. I'm sure a lot of you have probably noticed the 3 copies of Soulrest Marshal. This is a card that's been completely missing from the metagame since 2016, since it got its double nerf. Yes, this card actually got nerfed twice for people who are unfamiliar, for being just too oppressively good in mid-range green and tempo. So the entire reason I built this deck was there was actually a brief discussion in my Discord about Triumphant Jarl and that cycle of creatures, the if your health is higher than your opponents. Things like Golden Saint, Royal Sage, Blackworm Necromancer, Jarl, and Marshal. And that got me thinking about Soulrest into Elfique and just how much tempo that is. So I decided to put together a list, test it out, and I've been so impressed. Soulrest has been slept on for so long. The card is absolutely nutty alongside Elfique. Even better if you've got an Abner Tharn in hand. And even if you're just playing Soulrest, just the same turn you're playing your Raz, your Ankan, or your Tazcad, you're still getting a free 4/4 alongside your big creature. And that's insane value. Even just playing Soulrest into Cliff Racer tends to be really good. You're getting 8/8 stats for 6 mana, half of which have charge. Soulrest into Baron Zaya gives you a free 4/4 guard alongside your Baron Zaya. You can also potentially get down Warcrafters and whatnot as well alongside that. So yeah, overall, Soulrest, I've been very impressed with the card. I think it's been slept on for far too long. It's a card that has a lot of potential. This is not even a refined list. This was the first draft of the deck that it just ended up being nutty. So yeah, shout out to my Discord as well for recommending some cards to fill in some gaps. I was having problems with the 4-drop slot. LB recommended Manic Jack, which absolutely banger recommendation in this list, especially when we have Baron Zaya, Sage, and Wardcrafter. I completely overlooked Jack. So yeah, shout out to LB for that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and on to some games. Alright, so we're against Absentient on Archer. Luckily, we do start with the ring. This might be aggro Archer, it could be dragons. This could be more mid-rangey. It's hard to tell. A lot of people just jam Bandari into lists, so it's difficult to know what they're on. Like, this could also be dragons for all I fucking know. Gonna ring Jack into Jack. Into Conjurer Exalted on 4 with the ring. Is the plan. Our hand is pretty straightforward. Crushing Blow. Again, really doesn't signal much to me about what he's on.
Behold, my magnificent monster.
These Manic Mutations are fine in hand. I'm not too concerned about it. They're great fodder for our discard effects, such as Gambler and Discerning Thief. We can just cycle these off for a different card. Don't necessarily have to play them. Just something super nice about Manic Jack in this list. Also the fact that we're running Wardcrafter, Baron Zaya, and Royal Sage. Craven Conscript, sure.
Let's do the fish stick.
No First Room Prophecy? I should be able to kill this Conscript next turn. It's more than likely going to be equipped with a Scimitar. That's the hope. We can Wardcrafter, try and preserve one of our creatures. We can also have Cliff Racer if it gets too big. Also, ignore the dumpster rank I'm in. I hadn't intended on hitting Legend this season until I saw the monthly reward card was till the monthly reward ended up being Ulfric's Housecarl.
This is a fine piece of steel.
I'm just gonna Cliff Racer, I think. Cliff Racer kills it. I can't risk trying to roll one of the keywords, so I'm just gonna take the trades.
Let's do the fish stick.
We attack with Jack first, just in case we end up hitting a Morgul Gatekeeper. Which allows the Warcraft to take the trade, keeps the Jack alive for a turn.
Time to mount up.
Rehead Horseman.
Close ranks.
There's the Gatekeeper. I'd love to find a Shrieking Harpy.
I see you're in need of my wisdom.
Let's do the
I'll take the Drain.
Your blood will spill. Your blood.
Regen doesn't matter. I missed the one attack on the Jack, but that's fine. He's gonna probably equip up the Horseman. Oh wow, Malefic Wreath. We know it doesn't matter too much because we have another Cliff Racer in hand. We also have Wordcrafter, keep something alive. We can play both next turn.
blood and fate.
There's the Elfique. Extremely low from France. There's Swift Strike.
Fate.
I could set up the Sage here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ward, then cast Sage, see what happens.
I see you're in need of my wisdom.
That's 6, 7, 8. Technically lethal.
Nicely done.
Suffer and die.
Let's do the fish.
It is technically lethal, but I don't want to risk hitting the Prophecy here. Like that. Alright, sends it to hand. Because if that was anything disruptive, we lose lethal there. So I'd rather clear off the Rehead Horseman before he equips it. Cliff Racer's lethal.
Well fought.
Easy game. Just got to do tempo assassin things. Feels good, man. Zarum 777 on Dagoth. I think I played against Zarum the other day when I was grinding my way to Legend. I can't remember, was he on mid-range or was he on Red Mountain? I think he was mid-range. I think it was someone else that was on Red Mountain. Another nice thing about Soulrest is it triggers off Luzra. So technically with Luzra in play, they're 5/5s. No turn 2.
Of course I'm on your side.
I'll get this yet.
Our Sage is active. I'm actually gonna corner club here, I think. Discard the mutation.
Get this yet.
I get to play Royal Sage next turn if he tries to do anything weird. This might be the Red Mountain deck, actually.
I want to be an assassin, like Narian.
Oh, maybe not. I'm gonna Sage and see what we get.
I see you're in need of my wisdom.
lot of drain and a lot of lethal.
Da dee da da. I'll get this yet.
Wrong side.
Ward? Rally.
You bet on the wrong side.
There's probably an excuse there to trade the traitor, keep the drain alive.
By the three, I will spill your blood. You can't escape.
Oh, prophecy. Gatekeeper. Bolt. Probably gonna see a handed Dagoth come down here.
Time to make more enemies.
Oh, Baron's Eye. Sure.
By the fires of oblivion.
Trying to develop enough pressure here to try and close this out quickly. There's Soulrest. There's Soulrest. Can't do much with Soulrest here, I don't think. I can Soulrest in a Jack and then Wardcrafter. I could just hold Soulrest for next turn. He drains up 6, so he goes up to 16. If I hit face here, he goes on to 8, then up to 14. If I play double Jack, or if I play Jack Wardcrafter, and then I can ring Soulrest Tazcad. I can also just Soulrest Jack here, and then ring Tazcad on the following turn.
Out upon it.
I bring reinforcements. Behold, my magnificent monster.
Must I do everything myself?
There might be a Vigilant Giant here.
I have many important things on my mind.
Can kill Soulrest, sure. Probably gonna Tazcad through the Baron's Eye here.
Let's do the fisting.
Fallen pox.
He's led to a lot of things in deck. If he just plops down a Vigilant Giant, we're okay with it because we can still trade into it. He has to block Shadow Lane.
This.
We have plenty of lethal options on top, technically. Belligerent on the Durzog, I guess. I need to be careful about Rage. There's no Feek.
Fallen pox.
If I fall, they hiss.
Careful there, friend. Careful there, friend.
Just being a bit careful with Rage here. I don't want to get instantly smacked for 1,000,000. Rage.
We'll see all this.
Maybe not. There's something, because he took the ward off. This is red gear? It might be red gear. Although he wouldn't have crashed Encano then. If it was red gear. Either way, he's got something. There's still 3 bolts in the deck. There's also Encano in the deck. We have Raz, 3 Cliff Racers, I think. No, 2 Cliff Racers. So there's 7 cards in deck that are just lethal. Firestorm. Ice Storm. That still leaves Durzog though.
Keep your distance.
Spinner. It's not gonna do it.
Kashyyyk is done for.
Well fought.
Even though it just got Manic Jack into play, that was still 6 mana, 7/7. It was still 2 bodies. Not bad. Superior style on Battle Mage. With the Mythic Dawn card back, probably invade Battle Mage. I don't know how we do against invade. Admittedly not a deck I played against a lot on my climb. 2/3/4 though. And a very good 2/3/4. If it's not invade, if it's just aggro, then Baron Zaya is going to be ridiculous on 4. Discerning Thief also potentially sets up my Alfiq play. The other side is, if it's aggro,
Careful there, friend.
our Soulrest and Sages potentially might not be active. We'll see though. It very well could just be invade though. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. Now, I don't have very many ways to answer gates.
My paws are quicker than
It's
your
entirely Leaf Lurker. Leaf Lurker or Kilpum. If they ignore the Warcrafter, it becomes very annoying alongside Baron Zaya here. Alright, they're not ignoring it. I'm gonna trade, go face, take a cycle, see what we get.
Your blood will spill.
too slow.
I have to keep that. I actively have to keep that.
I am the Queen Mother. Attend me.
I could have potentially ditched an Alfiq here, but I think Alfiq is too good. Alright, I can't kill this turn, which is fine. Oh, even better, actually.
You're full of surprises.
Watch yourself.
Ward this, take a trade. Have Alfiq next turn. Leaf Lurker should be pretty active from here on out. If he goes to, like, invade again, we can at least bump the gate on the following turn, set up for the Leaf Lurker. Baron Zaya goes down, that's fine. Alright.
Your blood will spill.
This is exactly what we want to be doing, by the way. So I'm gonna play Soulrest Field and then Alfiq Shadow.
I bring reinforcements.
Khajiit will keep you safe.
That's the exact kind of turn we want with Soulrest. Like 7/7 plus 5/3 is what? 12/10 stats. I want to expend most of his invade stuff this turn. There's
Your
Luz.
teeth have no bite.
I will bump this preemptively.
Too slow.
Gonna ditch Manic Jack. I don't think we need it.
The forest is my cloak.
Da da dee da. No, that's not right.
Potentially dead tank counter next turn.
Great shall be your reward in paradise.
Wanker Cameron, sure. That's what, level 3? Level 4. Fair and balanced, my friends. Fair and balanced. Probably has Blast from Oblivion here. Kill the Atronach. We're still just gonna go all in on Kano, killing him next turn. There's Blast. Kills the Leaf Lurker and not the 5/3.
For a new world!
Christ.
Too slow.
One bad turn deserves another.
Fuck you.
Many important things on my mind.
You fight well.
My god. But yeah, Soulrest and Delphique is exactly what we want to be doing, so yeah. Good shit. Good shit. Joslas. I don't know how to pronounce that. I apologize. I've played against this person a couple of times over the last few days. I've forgotten what list they're on. I think it's Conscription. Fairly sure it's Conscription is what they were running last time. I'm not going to tempt with the Harpy as much as I want to.
There's a plan. There's always a
Precisely for that reason.
By the 8th, they will meet their maker.
I'd rather ring Daggerfall into Thief. Just might get executed. Could also get Gourmet.
You won't foil my plan.
Citizen.
That's fine. Find Sage.
Take you.
I'll Harpy that this turn. Can play the Tome to Cliff Racer.
We must protect our stronghold.
Sure. There's an Elfique.
Out upon it.
Alright, so they're going to be ahead on life for a majority of the game, which means our Sages and the things that do the stuff. God, my brain. The Soulrests and the Sages aren't going to be active for a good portion of this match. I could ring Elfique. Guess to kill the Elfique gains him more fucking health. My other option is just to dump Baron Zaya. Can also Cliff Racer, maybe potentially start racing him. That's probably a bad idea though. I think I just do ring out the Elfique here.
Khajiit will keep you safe.
I potentially get to Leaf Lurker, Ring Trader. Try and get into control of this game.
Go no further.
There's an Edict, which is the entire turn.
The forest is my cloak.
Of course I'm on your side.
Alright. Now I have to start trying to deal damage. This is the one downside to playing the Health Matters cards, is against decks that have a lot of life gain like this, they tend to be offline for a good portion of the game until you get ahead. If you can get ahead. Belligerent Giant in Shadow Lane. There's another Elfique.
Do not take you.
Potential for a Rage.
Khajiit will keep you safe.
Which is kind of worrying. As soon as we take 4, so we can potentially get ahead next turn, drop a Sage. Crusader's Assault. There's Soulrest. Edict, sure.
Surprise!
Do not take you.
My paws are quicker than your eyes. My paws are quicker than your
There's potential for Dawn's Wrath, and there's also potential for Immolating Blast. There's potential for Rage. There's potential for a lot of things that really aren't good for me, but we'll take the risk here. We'll take the risk. He is some kind of slower control deck. At least that's what it seems. There's Immolating Blast.
I will spill your blood.
It's a bad card, by the way. You shouldn't be playing that.
I know a shortcut.
Forerunner.
Do not take you.
Too slow.
Dump the Jack. So we get to go Soulrest,
I bring reinforcements.
Soulrest,
I bring reinforcements.
Cliff Racer, Manic Jack.
Behold, my magnificent monster.
That's entirely the reason I'm a big fan of Soulrest right now. Even if I just ended that chain with Royal Sage, if I had the 1 extra mana, that would have been nutty.
True peace, ferocity.
I am just going to Sage this turn, I think. I'm going to play the Baron's Eye and Sage. I can also just double Sage, see what we get.
I see you're in need of my wisdom. I see you're in need of my wisdom.
Do not vex me. Chaos.
Too slow.
Let's do the fish.
Have you now?
Okay. He's playing a lot of breakthrough stuff, so like I said, Rage is a concern. But if we hit a Prophecy, potentially Bolt, that's game. I think either way, even if we just die to random cards here, Soulrest really did put in a lot of work this game. Like I said, I've been very impressed by Soulrest in this deck. It's a card that's been slept on for too long since its nerfs. Opponent is flabbergasted that they've been double Soulrest, double Saged in 2021. And they just give it to me.
Well fought. You can't escape.
We drew the Tazcat anyway, so it didn't matter. But yeah. Soulrest, man. I'm telling you, it's a good card. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. The deck is a lot of fun. It's really, really solid. I think this might actually be one of the best decks I've brewed up on this channel in a very long time. I think this might even be better than the mid-range mage list I took the top 100. I think this actually might be even capable of going beyond top 100, I'll be honest. The deck plays super consistently, it generates a lot of pressure very easily, and overall it's just a really solid deck. I'm very, very proud of this. And yeah, Soulrest Marshal turns out it's just a card that's been slept on for far too long. Turns out it's still really, really solid, especially alongside Alfiq. So yeah, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that nonsense that I said in the start, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.